Hello, Virgo. How are you? Welcome. I hope you're all doing very well. Virgo, let's see what your energies are like right now so you can use them to your advantage and see a situation from a new point of view. This reading is general. Take what resonates with you. If not, disregard the message. And it applies to all those who have their sun, rising, moon, or Venus in the sign of Virgo. Virgo, you can supplement your readings with those for your different signs to have a much more personalized horoscope. If you need a personal consultation with me, you can write to the email shown on the screen and I will send you all the information you need. Let's channel a message for the sign of Virgo. Virgo, let's see. Pick the Eight of Swords here, Virgo. There's a situation where you feel like you can't express yourself freely. With this energy, it's often about being trapped within the limits of our own mind, stuck in our thoughts. Many times it's because that's what you know, and also they're thoughts or ideologies that you cling to, either because they have given you security in the past or simply because you've gotten used to them. But I feel that you, with this energy, have the chance to say, hey, I want to express myself in another way. I want to free myself from certain types of thinking, or maybe open my mind much more. When you cling too much, maybe, to what you know, and there can also be issues here that have to do with doubts, sometimes with uncertain destinies, right? Notice that here you have the Swords card. And this is often about the truth, right? Like, hey, yes, I've come to a conclusion here. I feel, Virgo, that you're starting to change your mindset. You're also starting to come to terms with these ties, right? The ones that kept you within those limits. And you're starting to open your mind and your vision to a new sphere, right? To a new range of experiences as well. You have this sword, right? That brings you a new truth. That brings you a new vision of life. Virgo, who opens their eyes here, right? Who takes off those blindfolds, those ties, right? That are keeping you there and opens up to new possibilities, to a new vision, to start seeing your life and your surroundings from a fresh perspective. Totally new, totally different. So it could also be an invitation to change your ideology, your way of thinking, and above all, to align yourself with your own truth. But I feel like this comes at a cost. You have the Five of Cups here. And awakening to this reality not only requires accepting something, it requires, yes, becoming aware, starting to think this way. But there's also a kind of mourning here, right? And this has to do with grieving the loss of your ideologies, right? Your beliefs. And sometimes it can be emotionally very deep, moving, but very necessary, right? Free yourself from that way of thinking. That is, well, now I am free. I am a Virgo who can start thinking and seeing things differently. But before being able to access that new vision of life, there is a farewell. There is a necessary detachment, right? You have the Hanged Man, right? And yes, I feel like this whole reading is really focused on your vision and perspective, right? How the outlook has turned around. How certain circumstances, even though they might have been a bit uncomfortable at first, and sometimes challenging, I feel that life gives us the chance to start gaining a new perspective on a situation. And a new perspective, right? It allows you to readjust, to readjust your outlook, not just sticking with a single perspective, with a single belief, but giving yourself the chance to see things from the outside, right? From a different perspective. It's pretty clear that you are going to be letting go of a pattern of thinking, a way of seeing your life, your surroundings, and make room for a new way of thinking. That will better suit your new energy and your new reality. You have the Empress, right? And in this energy, it's about expressing yourself. Maybe expressing everything you've been feeling for a long time. Everything you've been keeping inside. In some cases, Virgo, this new belief is closely related to issues that have to do with your partner, your social environment, and friendships. If there have been challenges or conflicts related to matters of the heart, to feelings, creativity in some cases, friendships, social matters, this change in perspective will allow you to start connecting with people or relating to them in a completely different way. You have the Two of Swords here, right? And it's pretty clear that what you're going to be letting go of has to do with something that was being denied, with a truth that was being denied. What things were being rejected? Yes, I'll say it again. If you've gone through situations in your emotional life, or sometimes there was a certain distance between the other person and you, or there were feelings or emotions that you didn't want to see or didn't want to accept. This was very much connected to your old way of thinking and to these unconscious blocks, right? This is what now, in some way, with this higher awareness and this new perspective, is what is allowing you to let go, to release, to dissolve these blocks, and to release these patterns of denial, right? Even though sometimes recognizing it is a bit difficult, it can be a bit hard. Because there's something there, I feel something strong, something you've gotten used to, right? And maybe it had become something familiar, right? And notice how the reading evolves because you'll be able to let this go, right? You will be able to free yourself from these blockages, from these beliefs, from your past, from these limits, and give yourself the chance to expand your mind, to open your mind, right? To expand your consciousness and see much further beyond. To see much further beyond what your limits maybe didn't allow you to, right? To see. This is about realizing that the world is much bigger, right? Than what you had thought. To give yourself the chance to have new experiences in your day-to-day life as well, new adventures, and also to start planning your future. To start choosing what things you want to enjoy, what things you want to experience. But give yourselves that moment to step back, right, from the situation and start to gain clarity, start to gain perspective. Why? Because that's when you start to have, let's say, the complete picture of the situation. You have the Judgment card here, and many are telling us that this has to do with a karmic situation, right? What are those habits you've had, especially in your relationships and social life? Repetitions that have happened, like saying, this happened to me with this person in this relationship. How does the same thing happen again? The pattern repeats itself constantly, and it's like there's a moment when something clicks. A moment of, it's what I call the eureka moment. It's the moment when you awaken to your truth. You realize you were in some kind of cycle of repetitions, right? And you hear the calling. You, Virgo, have the possibility to let go. This pattern of repetitions, of awakening, because this is a true awakening. Isn't this a great awakening process? And notice that you will be going through this test and reaching this new stage. A new stage, A new stage that will allow you to start living a totally different life with new goals, new objectives. When it comes to the social aspect, we're talking about real connections. Connections where there's loyalty, support, security, and stability. Connections that can really grow in your life, okay? So I feel it very strongly. You still have the Three of Cups here, okay? Open up. Open up. Open up to connecting with new people who are starting to come into your life. And you'll probably have the chance to expand your social circle and start connecting with new people. It could also be that in some cases, something happened with someone from your past, most likely a friend, and you've finally come to accept something about that relationship. There's something, let's see, it's like a truth that has come to light about this person that was hard to accept, or maybe that you were refusing to accept. The release, sorry, accepting the situation not only brings you understanding, but also liberation. Okay? And I don't really see that there will be any kind of reconciliation with this person. But what I do see is breaking free from a pattern or the understanding of a situation, or if this person has made a decision to distance themselves. That could also be a possibility. Okay? Everything that's happening right now on a mental level is changing a lot. Your approach regarding relationships, how you relate, how you communicate, how you express yourself as well. Okay. All right.
Vamos a ver, Virgo, que tenemos en el oráculo.
Let's move on to your guidance. A message. Let me look. Virgo, you have reflection here. This is gift 52. It's a super mental energy because it also has a lot to do with intuition, right? With perception. Maybe it's an energy that tells you to think things through or to think before making a decision, right? Don't rush to make that decision. Process the information. Look at it from many angles. Take that moment alone as well to meditate on an issue. And then only then make that decision. Okay, thank you. Dear Virgo, this is what we've seen for all of you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you here next time.